Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm going to take a little walk through the property this morning, show you a few things. See, this here is the bamboo that I got from C'est La Vie a couple months ago, maybe it was a month and a half or so ago. Um, it's growing pretty good. It started up a little nub there, and it's taken off and done pretty well. And we're going to go right around where I planted the mangoes. You can see what's been going on over here as we walk through. I mowed this little path yesterday because when I got here it was a little bit overgrown. It's been about a month since I've come down to the property. Water has come up pretty good since it's been raining in the summertime. This area is actually a little bit soggy, you can see. And I was walking through here earlier and something rustled through here and ran across me and scared the crap out of me. It was an armadillo. So there's some pretty good wildlife out here. Normally I see turkeys and deer and all kinds of stuff rustling around. A few water moccasins here and there. But today I just saw that one armadillo. So this is where, under the tree I got some bananas, and we'll take a walk up there in a second to show you where the mangoes that I had that have been giving us fruit this year. Yeah, go around. I do want to build a tree house over here under this oak tree eventually. Let's turn over here to the right. This is where I first started out planting stuff a couple years ago, and it's died back, come back a couple times because of the winters. But we got some bananas in here, lemongrass, tamarind. There's a giant moringa there. Had some really cool stuff planted here, but every once in a while we get such a cold spell that it just kills off stuff. I do have some of the sunflowers planted over there also. They'll get eaten down by the deer. I did have some sugar cane in here, but it's died off. You can see some of the stuff. There's the sunflower. We've got Tithonia diversifolia. And these bananas are just some plantain bananas. They're not very good to eat raw, but when you bake them, they're excellent. So let's head on over to this area. This is where I cleared that patch of bush mint that was about 6 foot tall. You can see there's a little bit left here. When it starts out as that little thing there, and it can get 6 foot tall if you just leave it. But this is where I've been planting some of the mangoes. Yeah, these came from seed, so it'll probably take them years to even think about fruit. And what I'll probably do is end up grafting onto them when I get a chance. I actually have a jackfruit plant there. Here's the banana stand. These are the Thai bananas. And look, I actually got a bunch right here. Hopefully it'll produce more bananas than this. It depends on how many pollinators we get around here. So there's not a lot. But it had been a few years back, they had a really big bunch of bananas. And you can hear some bees buzzing around me right now. But yeah, this will probably be ready in a couple months, towards the end of October, right after my birthday. So it'd be a nice surprise. So I'll come back here around then and see if we have good bananas. In there is a ice cream bean plant that one of my friends gave me. I just put a little plastic around it to keep it protected from the sun. But yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover up this area a little bit. I just mowed it down a couple times and it does start to grow back, so I'm gonna mulch over it with some of the plenty of material that I've got over here. So even if you don't have wood chips, don't worry about it. Look around, you probably got enough organic matter out here that even if you don't get wood chips, you can still do something with it. But yeah, here's the bush mint. I guess I missed the spot yesterday as I was mowing. That stuff, it smells terrible when you break it up. And I guess that's why they call it bush mint, because it does have a minty kind of scent to it, but it's not mint. It actually smells pretty bad. It's like maybe skunk. Call it skunk mint or something, I don't know. But yeah, here's the mangoes. This one hasn't had any fruit yet. It died back and it's struggling, trying to come back. But this is the Maha Chinook. Yeah, it grew really good. I probably need to start pruning that back, some of the internal branches there. And I do want to take care of some of that oak, the shading it a little bit. This one, I think it's the Valencia Pride. Not quite sure. It hasn't kept the fruit. It did flower, but the frost came early last year or late last year, and it killed it. But it's bounced back. Hopefully this year we'll get some good fruit. There's a few bananas here. This is the same as I showed you earlier. These little plantains. They aren't said great to eat raw, but you cook them up, they are fantastic. See through there one of my bamboos that I grew. You've seen some of the pictures before of the pond. This thing has got a crazy cycle. In the summertime, it is full up, slam full, but in the wintertime, you see in the middle there where there's like no grass in the center, that's usually the extent of the pond in the wintertime. And then there's probably not a lot of water in there. There may be like half a foot of water in there in the wintertime, but it is all the way out to the rim. And I've seen past years where the pond has actually overflowed and gone into the rest of the property. You know, this is back where I was walking earlier, where I see it's a little bit soggy, so it does get creep back there. But yeah, we got plenty of water right now, so we've had lots of rain this summer, and you know, they've been saying that in this year there's going to be El Nino, so the winter is looking like it's probably going to be a little bit colder, maybe a little bit wetter than the average. So maybe we'll maintain some of this water here, which, you know, not a bad thing. Let me take you through over here a little bit deeper into the property. I'll show you something that I'm going to be working on today. I don't know if you can see it, but that bright fluorescent patch right in front of us looks almost glowing compared to the rest of the grass. You can see that is what we call Kogon grass. It is fierce. This is one of the most invasive grasses we've got in Florida. But you know what they say, a weed is a plant you don't know what to do with it. And I plan to use this in Asia, where this comes from. They use this as thatch for their houses, the huts and things. And you see I got a sea of it. And this is just one patch. There's another patch up at the front of the property. It's probably 3 or 4 times this size. But yeah, this stuff is about 5 foot tall here, 4 foot to 5 foot tall. And let's see how it grows just straight up. It's good for paper, actually. It's got a little bit of silica in it, so it's hard on machines, but a lot of people use this to make their own paper. So there's a lot of use for this. I'm not going to be making any paper out of it, but I'll be using it for mulch and doing stuff, doing little projects. So you may even see a little tiki hut I build later on as I get some more time and energy to be able to do it. But yeah, this is a resource that is available that people hate, and they try to spray it with lots of harsh chemicals. It's almost impossible to kill, but it can be useful if you have the right need and try to put it to that need. Okay, last thing I'm going to show you is back here where I did plant another bamboo. I'm going to try to start some stuff. So I've tried to plant them in a couple of different areas. The one spot over there in the back of the property by the fence line has some good potential spot for the bamboo, and it's going to grow over there. I've got a clumping variety and a runner, and let's see how it goes after a couple of years. And the one I'm about to show you here is a running variety, and I want it to establish, so I've put it underneath the oak tree here, hoping that it'll give it a little bit of shade and be able to let it settle down for a little while after transplanting. And this is American bamboo, so it should be good for a native habitat here, and hopefully it'll grow and give me some useful building materials also. I don't know if you can see it, but top of the hill there, that's the other bank of the pond. Got a couple mangoes over there, and some galanka, and there's a lot of briars protecting that area. I have to get in there and mow it down and cover it up. But yeah, so it's kind of where things are with the property. You can see it is coming back to the wild quite nicely compared to what it was when I first got it as a cow pasture. The ground is starting to soften up. Some of this vegetation is growing and helping to suppress some of the smut grass. And we got some animals running around over here. Dog fennels growing pretty wild over here, and the briars. So there's a couple of really aggressive species that are competing with each other. And we'll see where that equilibrium comes out after they try to interact. But yeah, they have their own spots. So you got the briars, you got the Kogon grass, and then you've got the dog fennel. So 3 competing factions at least over here. All right, we're back at the pond, and I think for now that's it. All right guys, we'll see you later. All right, bye. Hope you've enjoyed it.